Usually I throw down $100 on Pokecoins just to make sure I have everything I need.
The Colossal Discovery is a complete and total ripoff.
I have decided to become basically a free-to-play player for Pokemon GO.
So there's going to be a lot of people who hate paywall mechanics. They just don't believe in it. They want to keep the game free to play as much as possible.
You'll have to get out PayPal. You'll have to get your mama's debit card. Whatever your form of payment is, you are going to have to literally pay for it.
I decided to go free to play in Pokemon GO. For one reason or another, Niantic decided to try out a lot of different pay-to-win mechanics in 2019, and quite honestly, I got pretty sick of it. I have a long history of spending boatloads of money in Pokemon GO, and for a long time now, I just haven't felt compelled to spend any money in the game. Even though I'm missing out on certain rewards, even though I'm missing out on certain shinies, I just didn't feel the need to spend money in order to enjoy this game. And maybe that speaks to good game design, maybe it speaks to good balanced game design, but I really feel like the game is still enjoyable if you do not spend any money in the game. What's happening, everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon GO video essay. Today I'm going to be talking about why I decided to go free to play when it comes to Pokemon GO. Now in this video, I'm not insinuating that it's wrong to spend money on a phone game. I'm a firm believer that if you enjoy a phone game, you should support the developers with your money, but I'm also not insinuating that I'm 100% free to play. I will still make purchases here and there. I've just taken a bit more of a casual approach, and I'm going to be explaining why. So if you end up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and real quick, I want to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel possible. If you want to check out my Patreon page, I'll leave a link in the description below. Every little bit helps, and I left a lot of nice little perks as well. So with that all out of the way, let's talk about why I decided to go free to play. Now a couple weeks ago, I released a video essay talking about whether or not Niantic is a greedy company, and the consensus seems to be that they are not, but they have been teetering on that line for quite a long time, especially in 2019. Now going into the foreseeable future, Niantic is in a bit of a crossroads. They could completely cave in and make the game completely pay to win, or they can continue balancing the game so that people who choose to play free to play can still enjoy this game. There are two primary reasons why I would spend money in Pokemon GO. Raid passes, and egg incubators. And I felt like for a long time the return on those investments just haven't been that satisfying. Niantic hasn't updated the egg pool in quite some time, and every time they do update the egg pool, it's always really disappointing. There isn't anything new, there isn't anything special, and the rate at which you get a Gibble out of a 10-kilometer egg is abysmal to begin with, so there really isn't any point in trying to get as many super incubator hatches as I can. And when it comes to raid battles, using up those raid passes, there hasn't been that many bosses that has compelled me to want to buy a whole bunch of raid passes. Now I think the only time over the summer that I really felt compelled to buy a whole bunch of raid passes is when they brought back Rayquaza with its shiny form. That was probably the most I've ever raided throughout the 3 years I've been playing Pokemon GO. But in general, raid bosses have not been that great. When it comes to Cobalion and Terrakion, the excitement level for these raid bosses just hasn't been as high as they were for a lot of other bosses that they released in the past. So I'm really worried that Niantic is gonna grow continuously stagnant when it comes to how they make money. But like I said at the top of this video, the game hasn't really required you to spend money in order to enjoy the game. When it comes to community days, when it comes to a lot of the different in-game events, they really do not require you to spend money, and I've been enjoying that direction that Niantic has been taking. But of course, with the loss of the Sprint sponsorship this past year, I'm really concerned that Niantic is going to look to egregious monetization practices in order to make a lot of money. For a while now, Niantic has really enjoyed a steady stream of revenue from either the whales or from sponsors, but if those sponsorships start backing out of the game, then Niantic could be in a bind here. In my opinion, I feel like Pokémon GO would have done a lot better financially in 2019 if they stuck with what they knew as opposed to trying out a lot of different things. I feel like Pokémon GO is in a bit of a malleable state, if that kind of makes sense. If they want to continuously make money, they have to encourage players to spend money in the game, and they do that through egregious monetization game design. We already saw a hint of it when they had their Adventure Week event. We saw a lot of new shinies being released through 7km eggs, but they drastically reduced the rate at which you could get a shiny through those eggs. So people were spending boatloads of money trying to get as many super incubators as they could so that they could hatch as much as they could. This was probably the first time within the community that we felt like Niantic was being overly greedy with their game design. And what's scary is that in 2020, they could continue to design their events in this way. And of course, we also had the Colossal Discovery event, which was also very controversial. And a lot of that controversy stemmed from the fact that you were required to purchase an in-game ticket with real-life money. You could not purchase it with Pokecoins. There was no free-to-play method to participate in this event, and yeah, a lot of people were not happy about that. But as a free-to-play player, I have been enjoying the game quite a lot, and I feel like the game has gone in a positive direction for free-to-play players. While I stated a lot of things I'm worried about over the course of this video, I still think the game is in a really good place if you do not want to spend money in the game. As I mentioned before, a lot of the emphasis behind a lot of the more recent events have been centered around gameplay as opposed to raids and hatching eggs. And of course, those are the two ways that Niantic could milk us for all of the money we have. We've had a lot of events that centered around evolution, catching a whole bunch of Pokemon, or participating in Team Rocket battles, all of which do not require you to spend any money in the game. Even when it comes to Team Rocket battles, I'm really enjoying the fact that you can enjoy the full scope of this gameplay without spending any money. You do not need to spend money on any kind of pass like you do with raids, and you do not need to spend money in order to unlock anything when it comes to these sort of gameplay events. This is the direction that I would like to see Niantic continue going. Like, for example, with Team Go Rocket battles, you could actually purchase the Team Go Rocket radars for a price, and what that comes down to is a time shortcut. This is how you drive a good balance between monetization and free to play. If you want to spend money in this game to bypass certain time gates, then you are free to do so. But if you want to enjoy the game in its full scope and not miss out on anything, but at the same time you do not want to spend money, you have every right to enjoy the game the way it's meant to be. And this is something that I would like to see with future content. Like if they were going to release the Battle League, I'm really hoping that any kind of battle pass is not tied behind Pokecoins. It would be really nice if you could earn these battle passes through just scrimmage gameplay. Like if you're going to PvP with other players unranked, it could allow you to earn these battle passes, like something like that. So hopefully in 2020, when they continue adding stuff to this game, they keep this stuff in mind. I really like the model of what they did for Team Go Rocket battles, and I really hope they find a way to make it apply to a lot of their future content. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we're at a bit of a crossroads. Hopefully Niantic decides to take the right path, because that's definitely going to contribute to the longevity of this game. And yeah, I totally recognize that Niantic has made a ton of money through Pokémon GO, and they will want to continue making a ton of money. But my argument here is that there are ways you can continue making a lot of money without overly being greedy and being completely reckless with how you design your game. Hopefully Niantic is fully aware of that, and going into the next year, we're going to see a lot of positive changes to Pokémon GO. So there you have it, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Are you free to play, or are you someone who loves to spend boatloads of money? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Why do you spend a lot of money if you spend a lot of money? I kind of want to know. But in any case, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I am Count Chinsula, and I'll catch you all later. Hey guys, before I leave, I have to give a little bit of a spiel. I mean, when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, it's extremely difficult to gauge how successful you can be on YouTube. Like, there are some times where I have a ton of views on my videos, and there are some days where I just have no views on my videos, and it really comes down to the YouTube algorithm. And there's a lot of times where I get dinged for some of the songs that I pick or some of the footage that I show, and unfortunately it's because YouTube's copyright system is a little bit broken. But if you want to support this channel financially, I highly suggest you check out my Patreon. A link to it is in the description below. Your support definitely helps me out, and it helps support this channel because I would love to crank out more videos and increase the quality, and for that to happen, I do need your help. So definitely go and check out that link. And yeah, big shout out and big thank you to all of you for supporting my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell as well. Check out the links in the description below. I am Count Jinsula, and I'll catch you all later.